Now on Up with KREM, STA is reopening their investigation into the double-decker bus crash that happened earlier this year. The new details this morning.
And I'm tracking the return of unsettled weather, widespread rain, mountain snow, and breezy winds ahead.
And a brand new medical facility breaks ground here in North Idaho today. Coming up, we've got the details.
And as both the Washington and Idaho legislative sessions have been coming to a close, we're tracking more bills that could happen this year.
It's Tuesday, March 24th. Up with KREM starts now. Hi friends, good morning. 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday. Thanks for waking up with us here on the show. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to start with a look at our weather forecast because today is supposed to be a rainy day. Ooh. Jenny, when does it all start?
Guys, in just a couple of hours from now. And as we take a look at our current satellite and radar here, we're already seeing some rain move through parts of central Washington and some high elevation up toward the northeast corner of Washington. So yes, a cold front is ushering in some changes when it comes to your forecast. As far as what we're seeing across Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, though, currently it is still dry with relatively mild temperatures in the low 40s for both the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro areas. As we take a look towards central Washington, Wenatchee, we can see that, yes, they are starting to see some of that light rain. 44 degrees, 47 currently for Moses Lake, and 44 for Coeur d'Alene. Now, as we move forward through about mid-morning, we're going to be comparing and contrasting a couple of different models as far as the precipitation goes, but it really starts for us between 9 to 11 a.m. and then becomes more intense after 11 a.m. and then through this evening. We are watching for rain totals to vary between 1/10 of an inch to potentially up to a full inch of rain. But a look at your area and what you need to be prepared for, that's coming up in just a few minutes.
Let's take a quick look at traffic this morning. We can see that all of our traffic maps looking from basically out in Airway Heights closer to the state line looks totally clear this morning. So we're not seeing any major backups or congestion.
New details this morning in the double-decker bus crash. Investigators say another driver called dispatch warning them about inconsistencies with the software they use in their buses.
KREM 2's Connor McAvoy spoke to STA's CEO to find out more about what this new piece of evidence means for the investigation.
Several people were injured once a double-decker bus hit a Cedar Street viaduct in downtown Spokane on January 18th. Spokane Transit Authority conducted an investigation into the crash once it happened. They found the driver was on the wrong route, which lacked clearance for the bus, and the driver did not verify the route using official reference materials, which is required by policy. That was released last Friday after a 2-month-long investigation. But STA CEO Carl Otterstrom says a dispatch call made hours before the crash was only discovered Monday.
This was new information, a new call that was not fully vetted or understood.
That call came from another bus driver around 6 a.m. reporting issues with the agency's CAD system, technology that helps track routes in real time. The crash then happened later in the afternoon that day.
What the dispatcher did with the information from that call, that's part of what we need to understand.
Otterstrom says the CAD system is meant to assist drivers, but official routes are still provided through printed instructions known as paddles.
The published materials are the official route information. The CAD system is an augmentation.
Still, STA previously acknowledged the system issues the day of the crash. Now questions remain about why the dispatch call wasn't flagged sooner.
That's part of what we're trying to understand right now.
STA says the investigation will reopen and an independent reviewer will be brought in to examine what might have been missed. The agency says findings will be made public, but notes the case could involve potential litigation.
Our efforts are to provide as much information as we can as soon as we can.
Otterstrom says it's too early to determine whether the update points to human error or system failure, or both. For now, the focus is on understanding whether the early warning could have made a difference. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
With more people moving into North Idaho, the need for medical services is growing. This is one of the issues KREM 2 has been covering as a part of our Boomtown series.
Today, crews are going to start construction on a brand new hospital in Post Falls. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live with a look at how this will help the area. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Tim, Nicole. Well, right here at this location, which is just basically a dark, empty lot, it'll eventually be transformed into the brand new Prairie Medical Campus. This is right at the intersection, or the corner rather, of State Highway 41 and Prairie Avenue, and ultimately Kootenai Health. They're breaking ground on this brand new facility this afternoon. So it's going to start coming together. They should be able to start accepting their first patients roughly in 2027. But this empty site is in the middle of a lot, and it's a lot of growth here in the area. So once built, it will serve all of Kootenai County, including Post Falls, Rathdrum, and Coeur d'Alene, along with parts of eastern Washington, including Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake. The project will be built out in several phases. The first phase includes a micro hospital and new medical space. We asked the Kootenai Health CEO about what services patients can expect.
In phase one, Prairie Medical Campus will offer emergency services. We will have advanced imaging, and we will also have a large medical office building housing a lot of clinics. So OBGYN, orthopedics, cardiology, primary care. Also, a pediatric subspecialty clinic that will be brought to us by Multicare and their Mary Bridge Children's Hospital.
So yeah, construction on the first phase is expected to take about 2 years to finish. So that means the hospital could see its first patients late in 2027 or early in 2028. As mentioned, this is an area that's obviously seen a lot of growth over the last few years. They only expect that growth to continue to rise over the next few years as well. So we did get a chance to speak with Kootenai Health about how they plan on keeping up with all of that growth. We'll have those details and more information coming up in the next half hour. For now, though, reporting live here in Post Falls, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Gas prices nationwide are now more than $1 more than they were 1 month ago, hitting $3.98. Gas prices across the inland Northwest are relatively stable compared to yesterday. Washington State, which has the second highest gas prices nationwide, is seeing an average of $5.29. Idaho's prices rank 9th nationwide at $4.17.
The high gas prices are causing issues for the fishing industry. There could be a seafood shortage if fishermen decide it's not worth going out on the water. Multiple fish markets say they're getting notices from fishing companies about added fuel charges, some up to $20.
Our real fear is that these fishermen are just going to stay at the dock. If they don't feel they can demand the price that's going to be profitable like them, they're not going to fish, and then there's going to be a shortage in supply, which is going to spike prices even further.
Business owners say they're afraid this could cause supply chain problems, which we have not had since after the pandemic.
And tracking your forecast, I'm seeing the return of some unsettled weather for the inland Northwest. Rain showers are starting to move in through central Washington, and over the next couple of hours will make their way through Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And with this system, we're expecting some pretty significant rainfall in a short amount of time. Rain totals are spanning from between 1/10 of an inch, that's what we're seeing closer towards central Washington, but potentially up to an inch. That's what we're looking at through areas like Walla Walla, Grangeville, and through the North Idaho Panhandle. So that is one area of concern. And with this heavier rainfall in a short amount of time, it's even going to prompt some flood watches to go into place. A look at where exactly in my extended forecast.
Today, Grant County Health District is giving out free measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines. It's a drive-through clinic in the Grant County Health District parking lot. It's from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and you don't need insurance for the shot, but if you have insurance, they would like you to bring your card. Anybody 12 and older can get the shot. We're just getting started here on Up with KREM. The Spokane Chiefs are headed to the playoffs.
Go Chiefs go! We're looking at their postseason schedule coming up.
But first, Idaho could soon have more affordable housing. How lawmakers are reaching that goal coming up. And it's time for your wake-up call. This morning, we're going to be talking about a new capybara cafe. So we want to know, what person or animal would you like to share a cup of coffee with? Someone said a baby elephant. Tigger, that would be great. Oh my gosh.
I love Tigger.
The Highland cow, raccoon cafe, that would be fun. Tim and I both just want to talk to our dogs, I think.
I think so. The raccoon cafe, though, I have questions about because raccoons aren't very nice.
Oh, but they're so cute. Have you seen them?
look
She's
at.
got those little bandit eyes. I love it. All right, keep texting us to 509-448-2000.
All right, here is a live look outside from the pavilion in downtown Spokane at Riverfront Park. Dark and early here on this Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for making us a part of it.